What's up, YouTube? You know what we're getting ready to talk about. We're getting ready to talk about the movie Halloween, and it starts right now. Man, so we finally get the Halloween that apparently we've been waiting for about 40 years. So 40 years since Michael Myers returned home for the first time. 40 years since the original Halloween. 40 years since Michael Myers' crazy killing spree. And 40 years since Jamie Lee Curtis became the infamous Scream Queen. This is now the original sequel to John Carpenter's original Halloween from 1978. Gone is the sequel Halloween 2, where we find out that Jamie Lee Curtis is Michael Myers' sister. Say bye-bye to Halloween 3. Well, shit, I guess technically that still exists. Fuck! Say bye-bye to Halloween 4, where Michael Myers is trying to chase down Jamie Lee Curtis's, well, I guess Laurie Strode's daughter, Jamie. See ya to Halloween 5, where Jamie's actually in a mental institution or a mental hospital and she can't talk and has that weird, dumb psychic link to Michael Myers. Get out the door on Halloween 6, where we find out that Michael Myers, it's heavily implied that he got his niece pregnant with his baby? What the fuck? Say bye-bye to Halloween H2O, where Halloween H2O was supposed to actually reset the series and bring back Jamie Lee Curtis, and Michael Myers finds out that his sister is alive, living in California, and he goes after her again. And oh my god, I'm so excited to say goodbye to Halloween 8, where we had Busta Rhymes and Tyra Banks and that weird creepy kiss when Laurie Strode kisses Michael. Who the fuck writes this shit? I just don't understand. So here we are, the official sequel to Halloween. It's just called Halloween. It's not Halloween 2, not Halloween 5, not Halloween Michael comes back again. It's just Halloween. So here we are, 40 years later after the original Halloween. Michael Myers has been chilling in a mental hospital for the entire time, and in come the bumbling reporter. Who in the hell pokes the boogeyman? If you've already seen the trailer, you know they just walk up to Michael and then they hold the creepy mask. I don't have a creepy mask, but if I did, it would look like this. And in this moment, you actually get a good clean view of what Michael Myers kind of looks like. You get a side view, a little bit of the side of his face. You get the back of his head. He clearly has aged quite a bit over the last 40 years. I really dug this movie. This is the Halloween movie that we probably should have got many years ago. We see that Laurie Strode has been preparing to kill Michael Myers from all those years. I felt like I watched this movie, and I think it was called Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Yeah. Definitely. She absolutely gives off this weird little vibe like she's Sarah Connor from Terminator 2. And when I say it's weird, I don't mean it's weird in a negative way, but it's definitely not the most original thing that I can actually say that I've seen. Laurie Strode has pretty much built herself a bunker and been practicing her entire last 40 years because she already says she's been waiting for Michael Myers to get out so she can kill that sumbitch. The last 40 years have definitely taken its toll on her. You can tell that she's aged in a way that probably some people probably wouldn't have aged. She had a drinking problem, which was heavily implied in the movie as well. She has grown a severe discord with her family, and her granddaughter just wishes she would kind of get over things so she can hang out with the family. Little do you know that the family reunion is going to be a murder fest trying to kill Michael Myers. So being that this movie is actually set before Halloween 2 through 8, and also before, which technically happens in another timeline, the Rob Zombie Halloween 1 and 2. Gone is the time where Laurie Strode is actually Michael Myers' brother, with actually just kind of makes him a serial killer. Personally, I think it makes him a little bit more scary. Because in the previous movies, they never ever really fully explain why Michael Myers is actually trying to kill his family members. That part was really lost on me. I feel this movie did a fantastic job in letting us know that it has been 40 years. Now, the movie is not without flaws, but you know, most of them you just sort of accepted and you just sort of moved on, that this was actually a pretty damn good movie to watch. This movie slashed out $78 million over the weekend at the box office, so it's doing something right. So the people that are going to complain if you've seen this movie that it's not original, it doesn't have original things, what do you expect Michael Myers to be? I mean, he's not like an artist when it comes to murders. Is he supposed to be the Rembrandt of serial killers? The Monet of murder porn? The Picasso of stalking? Or is he the original Leonardo da Vinci of being creepy? Ooh, oh, that shit was funny. Not so much. Anyway, so you get the idea of what I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, this movie is a complete ode to the original. The things that the original movie does well is kind of when you actually had that really creepy vibe that somebody may have been watching you, and come to find out there really was. There's really not a lot of jump scares, which I really appreciated. There was a couple, but you know that those parts of the movie is what's expected to be in the film. A horror movie like this, you know, a slasher flick like this with absolutely no jump scares, as cliche as they are, would actually be kind of pointless to not have them. And that made no sense. A horror movie like this has to actually have a few jump scares, because that is actually what I believe is one of the recipes for any sort of horror film that you actually watch nowadays. I mean, the creepy thing when you're actually sitting here minding your own business and you're looking out that window like, and you're wondering if somebody's watching you, there just very well might be. I'm not actually sure if I can actually reproduce that myself. I'm gonna give it a shot. Something like that. I would say that this movie definitely wasn't overkill. Okay, sorry. The movie definitely didn't overdo anything. When it came to actually all of the murders, and the body count does add up rather quickly, but that's actually what you've been waiting for this entire time, and when it gets started, it goes. He's killing indiscriminately. It doesn't really matter who these people are. Michael Myers finds a hammer in a shed out back. He goes into the house, kills the woman just so he can pick up his favorite weapon, which was a knife. Apparently, when it comes to Michael, a hammer just wouldn't do it. I do feel that the main characters in this film, I guess we're talking about particular Michael Myers and we're talking about Laurie Strode, I feel that the characters were actually fleshed out fairly well. There were a bunch of useless characters in this movie, but you understand in a slasher flick that you have to actually have those because Michael Myers has to have somebody to kill. But the movie does have its flaws, and a lot of them are sort of glaring, but as I said before, I'm able to overlook some of them, but they are there. So I'm not gonna kid you when you go see this movie. There are some stupid things in this movie that happen. There are some dumb things in this movie that happen. And there are some dumb things in this movie that make you go, what the hell are you doing? But in every slasher flick, you need those. So if you actually take those out of the movie, yeah, you still have a pretty good movie. But at the end of the day, in every single big time horror flick that you've ever watched, the ones that we actually remember as our traditional horror movies, the slasher movies, you know, the Friday the 13th, the Hellraisers, the Halloweens. For example, you don't go check out A Strange Noise. I don't know why people do this shit. And you know who you are. That hears a strange noise and goes and checks that shit out. You know exactly who you are. And horror movies have been making fun of you about it for decades. If you like horror films, you should definitely go see this movie in the movie theater, and you should probably go see it right now while it's still selling well, because it's a completely different film when you are watching a movie with fewer people in the theater. I don't know why that is, but it is. Kind of like when you watch a comedy, it's actually funnier with other people than watching it by yourself. It's like it's a contagious thing. I just don't get it. I don't get it. So when you're watching a movie like this with other people, even the same movie where you know certain things are going to happen, the tension is still somewhat there because other people's tension gives you tension. There were people in the movie theater, and some of these were guys that were kind of like, oh shit, I didn't do that, but inside you kind of get that weird little tension that's down here that just says shit's about to happen, and then it does, and you go, oh shit. So, Halloween 2018, I guess, well, no, it's not even Halloween 2018, it's just Halloween. Okay, if you saw Halloween, tell me what you thought. Put it in the comment box below. And as always, if you are on my channel for the first time, please subscribe. I know I haven't been uploading as much as I'd like to. That's about to change, and I'm probably going to hit you up with a little update about what's going on in my life personally, if you care, outside of the fact that I've seen Halloween. All right, if you're feeling what I'm dealing, hit me in the comment box below and let me know.